Hello students. So students, in the previous class we had completed the chapter, and that is chapter first, which is the crop production and management. When we talk about the crop production and management, student, in that chapter we have seen that how we can grow a good amount of crops by doing the different kind of agriculture practices, which is really important for them. What are the different kind of agriculture practices is done by them? So you see, we have seen that the kind of agriculture practices are includes preparation of the soil. So first of all, they will prepare the soil by doing plugging and by doing the process of the leveling. Then after preparation, then selection of the seed is important. So right kind of a seed should be selected, or a good quality of a seed should be selected, and then with the help of the machine, with the help of the seed drill, it gets sown in that of the field. Then we will provide manure or that of the fertilizers to that of the crops in order for their good growth and growth and development. So this we can do with the help of the addition of the manure and that of the fertilizer. So manure and fertilizer should be added in a proper amount in the field. That is really very important. So manure, fertilizer help in giving the nutrient which is required for the plant to survive. Then we should also provide a water supply also, that we will include into the irrigation. So water supply is also important. Then there are some of the plant which can hamper, which can interfere with the growth, with the crop which is growing along with the main crops. It is important to remove the weeds from these crops. So that process is called as the weeding, and it can be done by the process that is called as weedicides. Then students, if we discuss about after weeding, harvesting. So if the crop is full grown, then it should be harvested either with the help of a sickle or either with the help of a harvester. Then it will be after harvesting, it should be undergo the threshing process, and then the process of the winnowing. Okay. Now the seed is ready to store, so proper storage of the seed is also really important. So this is the whole thing that we had discussed about that of the crop production and how we can do the different kind of agricultural practices. Now today we will start with a new chapter, and that is called as the microorganisms. Okay. When we talk about the microorganism, let us see that what do we understand by the term organisms. Organisms, there are a lot of living organisms which live around us, and these organisms we are able to see them, what they are doing, what is their function, what kind of a structure they have. But there are some of the organisms which are very small, means they are this much small that we are not able to see them. Okay. Living organisms are present all around us. It is present everywhere, but it varies with their shape, with their size, with their function, with their structure, in everything. So there are some of the organisms which are very small in size, and such kind of organism we call them microorganisms. Microorganisms are those. Meaning of the micro means very small, minute. Organisms, you know that these are the living organisms. So microorganism or minute organism, or the organism which we cannot see with the help of our naked eyes, that is called as the microorganism. So we can write here the definition of microorganism, that is organisms that are visible only through microscope. Only through microscope is called as microorganisms. That is called as the microorganism. So those organisms which we cannot see with our naked eyes, such kind of organisms are called as a microorganism. Now these microorganisms, even you have seen very small patches of the small patches on that of the bread, or these small patches. Actually, when we discuss about that of the patches, we are talking about the moles. Moles are what? It is the fungi that we have already seen in class 7th, that bread, when you moist it, a moisture bread, or when you moist it by tapping water on it and keeping it at a place for a few days, you will find that there is a formation of for white patches over that of a white or a grey patches over that of the bread. Now, when you take this one of the patch, keep it on a slide and see with the help of a microscope, you will find that it is what? It is a fungi, it is an organism which is a microorganism which we called as a fungi. Okay, so it's a kind of a tiny plant like a structure, that is structure is of a fungi. Now we can say here one thing, that is the microorganisms can be seen only with the help of microscope. With the help of a microscope. Okay, so it can only be seen with the help of the microscope, students. Okay, now here the question is that where do you find these microorganisms? Okay, they are very small in size. This can be seen only with the help of the microscope. Means with the help of a microscope we can see the presence of the microorganism. Now the question is that where these microorganisms do we found? So you will find the microorganism everywhere. It means in a hot condition, in a very cold condition, at a moist condition, in a very good condition. So everywhere you will find the microorganism. Whether it is a desert area, it is a mountain area, or is a grassland, it is found everywhere. So we can write it that these microorganisms are found everywhere. These are found everywhere, that is from the hottest region to the coldest polar region. Coldest polar region. You will find that these are also found inside the body of a human bodies as well as in the plants. Also found inside the bodies of humans, animals and plants. And plants. Okay, it is found everywhere in the human being, in the plants as well as in the animals. Okay, even they are able to survive in a very extreme condition, like in a volcanic eruption also they can survive. So you can see that the condition is not good for the growth of any organism. There the microorganism can be found. Okay. So we can say that is these microorganisms are capable of surviving in extreme condition. Like in marshy areas or even during the volcanic eruption. Okay, like in a volcanic eruption, as well as in marshy lands. Okay, so these are capable to grow in a very extreme condition where we include the volcanic eruption, as well as it is also found in the marshy lands. Okay, what happened, how they are able to survive in these very extreme condition? Basically, during this extreme or unfavorable condition, they used to cover their body with the help of a protective covering that is called a cyst. Now, when the condition become favorable, this cyst will get dissolved or will get broken, and the microorganisms it again becomes active. Okay, so during the unfavorable condition, they undergo a very inactive state by forming a protective covering, and during the active state, this cyst will be removed and they become active again. So, we can write it, that is during unfavorable condition, they form a hard protective cover around them, cover around them, called cyst. That is called as cyst. When the condition becomes favorable, when the condition becomes favorable, then they break out the cyst and becomes active. And becomes active. Okay, so during that, before that, they used to form a cyst, which is a hard and protective covering. Okay, this is how the microorganism used to grow. This is how the microorganism are able to survive even the condition is not favorable for them. Now here we will try to understand the type of a microorganism, but before that we will see some of the points, and that is who are microbiologists and what do we understand by microbiology. So the science which study about that of the microorganism, that is called as the microbiology, and the person who work on that of the microbiology, they are known as the microbiologist. So, we can say here that the study of a microorganism are called microbiology. That is called as microbiology, and the scientist who studies microorganisms are called microbiologist. Microbiologist. Okay, so microbiology is what? It is the study of the microorganism. So till now we have seen, we have understood what are microorganism, how can we see microorganism. We know that with the help of a device, and that is called as microscope. What is the study of this microorganism called as? That is microbiology. And the person, the scientist who used to study about the microorganism, they are called as a microbiologist. Okay, we have seen that the microorganism can live under very extreme condition also. Now moving on, and we will see that what are the different types of microorganisms are there. So types of microorganisms. Types of microorganism. Basically, microorganisms are divided into 5, and that is bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and that of the viruses. These are the 5 types of the microorganism. So basically they are classified into 5. First one is bacteria. Second one is fungi. Then third one is protozoa. Then fourth one is algae. Finally, fifth one is viruses. Okay, these are the 5 type of microorganisms are there. So we will start with the first one, and that is bacteria, and try to understand that what is a bacteria, what kind of organism are there, is there any different shape or different types of a bacteria is also there or not. So starting with that of the bacteria, we will see that bacteria is what? It is a single-celled organism. It means it is that organism which is basically made up of only one cell. Okay, so the first point about the bacteria is it is a single-celled organism. And you will find that it generally found everywhere. So it is a single celled organism which found everywhere. Okay, and are found everywhere. Okay, single celled organism that are found everywhere. Then the next one, that normally what happened, the bacteria, they used to live alone, but sometimes they also live in group, okay, or in colonies. Bacteria exist alone, but sometimes also exist in groups. They also forms groups or colonies. Okay, this is about the bacteria. Now bacteria are of a different shape. Basically, bacteria are of 4 different shape, that is rod shaped bacteria, spherical shaped bacteria, spiral shaped bacteria, and comma shaped bacteria. So let us see that what are the different types of bacteria are there. So, bacteria are of 4 different shapes. They are found in 4 different shapes. Found in 4 different shapes. Okay. So, the first shape is the spherical shape. Spherical. Which is called as cocci. Which we also call as coccus. Coccus is the singular term. Cocci. second shape of a bacteria is the rod shaped bacteria. Which we called as bacilli. Okay, so this is called as bacilli. Okay, this is called as bacilli. Then next is the spiral shaped bacteria. Spiral shaped bacteria called as spirilla. That is called as spirilla. Then finally, and last shape, and that is comma shaped bacteria called Vibrio. Comma shaped called Vibrio. Vibrio. Okay, so these are the 4 different types of shape of the microorganisms are present there. A spherical, rod shape, spiral shape, and comma shape bacteria is found everywhere. Okay, so spherical shape is cocci, rod shape bacteria is bacilli, spiral shape is the spirilla, comma shape is the Vibrio. So these are the 4 different shape of the bacteria which is found everywhere. Okay, so this is about that of the bacteria student. Moving on, and we will see the next type of a microorganism which we call as fungi. So, next one is fungi. Okay, so before we understand fungi, you know that students that fungi are what? They used to show a kind of a mode of nutrition that is called a saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now the question here arises that why it used to show the saprophytic mode of nutrition. So we know that fungi are what? They are non-green plants. It means they are who are not able to prepare their own food. And the reason is, since I said that it is a non-green, it means it does not consisting of a chlorophyll in it, and that's why they are dependent on the other plants for their food. Okay, so we can write here first one, that is fungi are the plants that lack chlorophyll. That lack chlorophyll. That lack chlorophyll. These are called saprophytes. These are called saprophytes. These are called as saprotrophs or saprophytes. What are saprophytes? What are saprotrophs? Those organisms which used to obtain food from the other organism, from the dead and decaying organic matter, they are called as a saprotrophs, and the kind or the mode of nutrition shown by them, we call that is saprophytic or saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So basically we have seen moles, we have seen mushroom, we have seen yeast. They used to show they used to obtain food from the dead and decaying organic matter. So they used to show the saprophytic mode of nutrition or saprotrophic mode of nutrition, and it is because of that we used to call them saprophytes, or they are also known by a term, and that is saprotrophs. Okay. So fungi are called saprophyte or that of the saprotrophs.